hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Monday. Hey, Cass. Hey, Angel. Let me just do my administrative work, y'all, real quick here. And push down this. And let me go ahead and share out my chat. There we go. Come on through and chill. There we go. Let me see. Oh, made too many L's. There we go. All right, so now I posted it out. So, excuse me. Let me start off by saying, happy National Sons Day, y'all. To my one and my only, King David. Today is National Sons Day, y'all. And if you go to my community tab, you will see that I have posted a picture of me and my son from back in the day when he was a kid. So, just to give salutes to him. I also posted some information in regards to the change.org for justice for Matthew Rushing up there. Matthew Rushing is the adult with autism that is currently serving 10 years of a 50-year sentence. And one of my supporters did put some of the information up there, but I do have more information behind that because the young man was pretty much kind of coerced, led to believe, certain things, and his attorney basically lied to him, which is why he pled guilty to something that really wasn't his intention. But I had a good Monday. It was a busy day at work. I got to do my role as production assistant again for the second movie. In this one, I have a very small role, I'm in the last scene of it. But I'm getting experience running rehearsals, and taking care of kind of that kind of stuff in regards to it. And so it's been a cool experience for this, and we're about to start shooting on the next movie. Well, we're going to start rehearsal for it and casting for it this upcoming month. And I am in that one, and I have a bigger role in that. And that will be out sometime next year. The movie that we're working on right now will be out around in the holidays. And the movie that I was previously in will be out in the month of October. That's the one that you guys, I have the trailer for the movie actually in my community. And you guys can see me in there doing my little acting thing. So I'm really trying to push it. I will probably post it again in my community tab because I'm trying to get as many views as possible on that trailer so as many people as possible can see it. It's doing pretty good because it's got over 150 views now. But we want that trailer to go viral so that when the movie's out, people get out there and watch it. Now, tonight, we're going to see how long DC can hang because my back is killing me, you guys. And It's my own fault. You know, laying down, falling asleep on the sofa, and it's not the most comfortable place to sleep. Hey, Darren. So, we're gonna see how DC makes it through tonight, y'all. But I'm sitting here drinking some ginger. But I think I'm gonna add a little libations to it. Maybe that'll help with the pain. You know, I mean, I don't talk about this that much, you guys, but I have scoliosis, and which, for those who don't know, it's a curvature of the spine. But because I was a dancer, like doing ballet and gymnastics and all of that, that helped when I was younger. But once I got to the age of 40, you know, it is what it is. And so I'm one of those people who has to sleep on the really, really expensive mattresses, you know. So we'll see how, I'm doing sitting up. But tomorrow night, you guys, is the night. Tomorrow night is the night of the presidential debates. I hope you guys are ready, got your popcorn ready, gonna be watching it. I'm gonna be watching. It's gonna be on all networks, and it will be here on YouTube for those who don't watch regular TV and only watch YouTube. It's gonna be on YouTube too. It's gonna be on Facebook as well. And I really want people to watch that, because I know that it's going to come up about the story that was in the New York, I believe was in the New York Times, about the fact that 45 paid $750 in taxes in the last couple of years, and they're saying that he got like a $73 million refund, which is being audited by the IRS right now. And so he's not denying any of this, that he basically hasn't had to pay taxes because of business losses for years. He's basically, we've paid more taxes than he did because, he's got a better accountant than we do. So I'm sure that is going to come up in the debates. Hey, Cooking and Mo, how are you? So I'm sure that his tax returns are going to come up in the debate. Do I think Biden's going to bring them up? I don't know, but it's going to get brought up. I see this as being a mudslinging debate instead of a issues debate. I really want it to be an issues debate, but I don't think that that's 45 style, because according to the polls, he's not doing as well in the states that he really needs to do well in right now. And a lot of people, although he does have the right to put someone in to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a lot of people are very suspicious about him really trying to shove somebody down our throats in 30 days. I mean, that's the realization of it. Now, what I'm seeing is that this current woman was also a contender when Kavanaugh was seated. In other words, she's been on his short list for a minute. Okay. You know, my major concerns obviously are with if another conservative is on the Supreme Court, that the rulings from the courts are going to start to be very, very conservatively driven. And I'm not a liberal by any means. However, I don't think that this country is as conservative as this court is going to be if this woman is added into the mix. Because it's going to be, what, 6-3? And it's been a 5-4. It's going to be crazy, you guys. And many people fear, those who are pro-life not pro-life, pro-choice, are concerned that they're going to roll back Roe v. Wade. Yeah. It's a very good possibility that could happen. Because here's what I will tell you. If he's able to get this woman in before the election, whether he wins or loses, Roe v. Wade will be up at some point in the next 12 months in front of the Supreme Court. I'm telling you. It has nothing to do, it has to do with certain people's agenda within the conservative religious front. And, I've told you guys, I'm pro-choice. However, I do believe that life begins at conception. But I do believe that there are certain circumstances where an abortion may be appropriate. But I think that there's a psychological effect of having one on any woman who does it. And I don't think that abortion should be used as birth control. These women who have multiple abortions are not only doing something to their mental, they are tearing their bodies up. I share with you guys about someone that I knew who had several abortions before the age of 18. And this was back in the, 70s, early 80s, when, they weren't as adept at doing how they were doing them back then. And this same person had issues when they did want to have an actual, baby. And with both of their children, because they have 2 children, they had to pretty much be in bed for their entire pregnancy because of those previous abortions. So that's also the risk a woman takes by having an abortion. However, I don't think it's anybody's right other than that woman to make that decision. But it's a hard decision, I'm sure. At least I hope it is. You know, I hope that people aren't just, willy-nilly making decisions to have an abortion. And I do know that this is a very controversial topic. Hey, Jazzy. I do know that it's a very controversial topic. But if 45 gets his way and jams the justice down our throats in 30 days, mark my words, the Supreme Court will be talking about it. It will hit their doorstep. You know, especially with Mike Pence leading the charge, as you all well know. It was either in his state or the state next door, because I don't remember which one it was in. It was either in his state or the state next door. You guys know, I'm just noticing that Nightbot is not coming through. What the hell is wrong with Nightbot? Nightbot just does not want to come to my chat. I'm gonna try the other one because Nightbot is not working for me. I know some people use the Streamlab one. I'm gonna try that one. Yeah, Nightbot is not acting nice. Nightbot is doesn't come to my chat, doesn't greet my people, and I did program it to do this, so that's why I'm mad. A couple of times, it greeted me, so I know that the program is in there. It's just Nightbot. But tomorrow is going to be an interesting evening for all of us. You know, the 45 has already made jokes about Mr. Biden taking his meds so that he can stay on topic. But since we know that Mr. Biden is a stutterer and has a speech impediment, I myself am a stutterer. I just hope that he doesn't stutter, that he's able to just kind of formulate his sentences, because I really think that that's why he does the pauses. Because for someone who stutters, we have to kind of slow ourselves down and really think about what we're saying and to get the words out sometimes. Now, I mean, I'm not anywhere near as bad as I was when I was a kid. But, I've heard that for some of us, it comes back again as we get older. So, let's hope that he's able to put on a good show, because it's going to be critical, since this is probably the only presidential debate that we're going to get, you guys. It's probably the only one. It's going to be critical that we get something out of this, that we get, something other than them slinging mud across the stage at each other. Because I don't think that they're going to be doing this virtually. At least I hope they aren't. But we'll see how it's going to be done. We will see how it's going to be done. Because I'm sorry, a virtual debate just is not going to have quite the same sting as the two gentlemen being in the same room. It's not. But we've been asking for this, at least I've been asking for this, Because remember, originally there wasn't going to be any debate between the two. Some people were hoping it was going to stay that way, because they don't have confidence in, you know, the debate being a debate. But we'll see. I mean, does anybody follow debate rules anymore? Were people actually on debate teams and stuff so they know how they're supposed to do the debating? You have to wonder about that. You have to wonder about that. And I'm walking across the room because I had something cooking and I've got to go turn off the burner because we're done. I'm done with what I was cooking. All right, so now I'm back over in my comfortable seat. But it's going to be interesting. I want to see how 45 is going to dodge the thing about, him paying taxes. But here's the thing. We all knew he hadn't paid many taxes. Is anybody surprised? Is anyone really surprised by the fact that this man paid what? 750 allegedly in taxes over the last couple of years, and then for years paid nothing and had some millions of dollars refund. Is anyone surprised about that? He's a billionaire. Who's surprised? I'm not surprised. I knew that was why he did not want us to see his tax returns. I knew that. Because he's not paying what we feel is his fair share. But should he be penalized because he has a CPA who reads and understands the tax codes and knows how to work the loopholes? That's not even my issue. My issue was simply that homeboy just didn't want to show him in the first place. We're not stupid. We know how to read tax returns. I certainly know how to read tax returns, the complicated kind too. I have not been in all these different aspects of mortgage lending and not understand tax returns. Not to mention the fact that I did take accounting and statistics in college, even though they were not in my major, and got A's in them because I was a math major. Yes, so I can understand complicated tax returns, as I said. I've had to look at complicated tax returns during my career. Some of people in the entertainment industry who make buku bucks. Nothing like Mr. Trump, however. But I've seen tax returns of people who were multimillionaires. Maybe not billionaires, but nonetheless, I can understand corporate tax returns. And see, that's what I think was the real issue. He tried to make it like, oh, it's too complicated. People aren't going to understand. No, his fear was that we would understand it and we'd see, that he got away with not having to pay money like we did. It is what it is. Yes, some of us are mad about that, maybe because from the standpoint, where's my thingy? Okay, there it is. Because from the standpoint, hey Joy J Vlogs, how are you? Thank you for coming. Trying to read the chat. But I've been kind of, today, I know there's a lot going on. Lots going on in the YouTube streets. But I think I went to a couple of chats, listened to some things, but I really don't know what's going on. And, in some of these situations, I'll say this. In some of the situations that are going on in the YouTube streets, I don't understand why they're still going on. In other situations, I think it's just that people just want to be the center of attention, so they are. I mean, hey, didn't we have, somebody resurrect from the dead last week and drop a single onto YouTube? Yeah, we had that happen, you know. And, right now in the black sector, it appears, that a lot of people are going back and forth about, you know, what the definition is and is not of a high valued man. And I can see both perspectives. Yesterday, Ray was talking about that movie Cuties. And, I spoke about that last night and kind of gave my perspective as the kind of, I kind of can see, both perspectives. I don't, I don't see many men wanting to see that movie just because of the suggestive nature that the young ladies are dancing in. Most men, that have daughters or nieces, you know, even if they don't want to see that. If you're not attracted to little girls, you don't want to see them up on the screen doing those, stripper moves, as I said. But today they're talking about the high value man, and it appears that that's causing a huge rift. Because, I saw we all saw dude blow up. So hopefully now that he's blown up, he can, continue that momentum. But, I've kind of listened to a couple of his broadcasts, and it's a very narrow view when it comes to the quote unquote high value man, because there's talking more about financial than other aspects of what would make a man high valued. And it's just a kind of, like I said, it's a kind of narrow-minded point of view. However, a lot of people liked it, and so he blew up. And so now he's, that's what he's talking about, because I don't think anybody wants to hear anything else. I could be wrong, but that seems to be, his niche, so he's going to continue on with that niche. But, there's a lot of dissenting views on what he's saying. If you guys have looked at my community tab, I posted one of the, good viewpoints that kind of broke things down in regards to that. Let me just drink a little bit of my ginger. Keep my throat. Seeing what you guys are saying. So I am continuing my research on Matthew Russian. I've actually done part of the voiceover, and I'm just trying to finish it up. Um, I may do a update if things go well for him. Um, from what I can see, it looks like they are getting very close to the 50,000 signatures that they were trying to get on the change.org. I did post the link on my community tab. I would love it if other people would sign that petition along with me, because my feeling is that in this case, this young man got a raw deal. He was coerced into pleading um, that he intentionally had this accident and that he was trying to commit suicide. I don't believe that that was what was going on, because of my own experience being around people on the spectrum. Sometimes saying things like, I wish I was dead, just because they're beating themselves up, but they don't really wish that they were dead. And I think that that statement, at the time of the accident, when he was in shock, um, was taken out of context. He was not given any services around the fact that he was on the autism spectrum. That information was not disclosed in anything. He was not given an advocate. Shall I go on? So this is, tonight you guys notice I'm much more calm than I was last night, because I'm trying to keep myself in a woo-saw space about this, because, I'm very passionate when it comes to the disservice that's done to disabled black men with law enforcement, specifically those on the autism spectrum. And although I am doing a video about Matthew Russian, he's not the only one that this has happened to. Not the only black autistic man that went to jail for some crazy amount of time. And Matthew Russian's original sentence was 50 years. So, they sentenced him to 50 years with 10 years to serve and 40 years probation. So when he gets out, well, they suspended the other 40 years, but he's going to be on probation forever after this. And what happened was very, very tragic, you guys. The whole situation was very tragic. And I do understand from the perspective of the people in the other vehicle. However, I don't think that they understand. I don't think that they understood what was going on, nor do they know that this young man had autism. And just for the record, yes, people with autism do get driver's license and drive. It just depends on where you are on the spectrum, and if there are any other things going on. But if you can, pass the driver's test and you are able to follow the rules, then you can get a driver's license with autism. Autism is not a disability that disables you from driving for many individuals on the spectrum. My son does not have a driver's license. And because his attention span is what it is, I don't know if he will get one anytime soon, or if he ever will get one. But, one step at a time. One step at a time. So I'm going to give more information, or I'm going to try to give as much information in a short period of time in my video. But if I'm not able to get everything that I want in that one video, there will be a part 2. I promise you. And I do intend to do a video on one of the other cases of a black man on the autism spectrum going to prison. You know, for looking suspicious outside a library when all he was doing was sitting on a bench. Yeah, I'm going to do a story about that one too. And then I'm also trying to reach out to the social worker that I was able to get the information on being black and autistic and dealing with law enforcement from her Facebook and from her writings and everything. She doesn't have a YouTube channel, but I really would like to interview her and just to get some more insight, because I really think that this is a much bigger issue than what we're thinking about. And the only reason that we know about the Matthew Rushing case is because of George Floyd. But nobody gives a damn about our kids on the autism spectrum when they're adults. And and if they have run-ins with law enforcement, their rights are always arbitrarily violated. Almost all the time they get their rights violated. That was one of the reasons why I did that video about some of the things that you can do to help to prepare your child who has autism, be they a child or an adult. I have these conversations with my son all the time because he is an adult, you know, and he has had a run-in with the police. Y'all, those of you who have been around for a while know, because it happened on one of my live streams late last year over the Thanksgiving holiday, where he called 911 and the police were at my door doing a live stream. And I had to get him in his pre-meltdown state to bring his behind downstairs and talk to the police so that they could see that he had autism and that was going on. And because of that, they tagged my house. My address is tagged as in someone with a disability lives here on the autism spectrum. So if they get calls from this address, they, on a go forward basis, they keep that in mind. But check it out. Y'all know I'm fixing to move to someplace else. So I'm going to have to go through a similar process when I move. If I move to, a place that's close to a police department, I'm going to have to go have a conversation with the police department. These are things that, I have to do because I want to make sure that my son's safety is paramount in the community and in the neighborhood that I choose to live in. So I am going to really talk more about this issue because, when we're talking about the police brutality as it pertains to black people, we don't really talk about those who have disabilities and the higher propensity of them having more negative run-ins with the law. And if you add on to, I mean, they already have a disability, and I will tell you across the board, people on the autism spectrum have don't have a don't have good interactions with the law because they're not trained and they don't know that a person is autistic. You can't just look at someone and know that they have autism. Um, and but when you add being a person of color on top of that and having autism, they've already got this already preconceived notion that they have of people of color. And then you have someone who has autism and they're not aware, especially if they're a high functioning autistic. I hate that term, but it's the only way I can explain it so that a lay person can understand it. Someone who's able to function relatively well within society with little assistance from others. Um, but at the same time, when they're dealing with law enforcement, even if they identify that they have autism, things don't always work in their favor. Because from what we do understand, it was identified that this young man had autism with Matthew Russian. But they did not get services. They did not have psychiatric evaluation. They didn't do anything that they should have done before they, convicted this man or had this or coerced this man into this plea. And then they had him in jail with no bail because the judge said he was a danger to himself and others. Like, what the hell? Again, because someone who's on the autism spectrum is totally misunderstood. And they didn't want to understand him. They just wanted someone to pay for what had happened. And I'm sure so did the people's family of the two people who were in the other car. But I just don't feel that things were done right. If things had been done fairly, I think that he would not have gotten this kind of sentence, nor do I think that he would have been second-degree murder, because that's what he's charged with. Or second-degree assault with a deadly weapon, because no one actually died, but they were critically injured. And their quality of life has been changed. Versus he was able to walk away from the accident. Thank you, Misunderstood. Thank you, Misunderstood. Are you going to be going live later, Misunderstood? If you're going to go live, I'll come catch you. I'll come catch you live if you're going to go live. Okay, I'll come through. I will come through because I'm only going to be on for like a few more minutes, like about 15 more minutes. So I will come through. Because by then I will probably be laying flat on my back on the bed. Because my back is killing me, you guys. Y'all have no freaking idea. And it's my lower back. It feels like like it wants to go out on me. And if you've ever had your back go out on you, let me just say that how it feels is that you can't even get up off the bed. You know, and when you try to get up off the bed, it's hard. It's hard to try to go down up and down stairs, which I have where I live, and you can't get up too quickly. So I will be glad when my back feels better. Oh, no problem, misunderstood. Yeah, no, but if you're going live, Chica, I'm gonna come through because you know how YouTube is. They don't you don't always get notifications. I double click people. I mean, just about everyone who I'm subscribed to, I have the double click so I get all notifications, and I still don't get all notifications. Still don't. You know, I mean, granted, I may not be able to go to everybody's channel every day, but everybody doesn't upload every day. Some people upload every once in a while, and I want to catch those once in a while uploads. I want to catch those once in a while live streams. But it sucks on the notifications. I hope whenever YouTube decides to go back to their offices, that they fix that problem. Let me see what you're saying. I know. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, sometimes that works. Yeah, that's what a lot of us have to do. We have to unclick the bell and then re-click it and then re-click all. You know, and I don't even understand why it does that. Because I thought that as long as you go to a person's channel on a regular basis, you should be getting their stuff. You know, YouTube's not going to purge you from their channel, but it does, by the way. Because I had people that I know I was subscribed to, but YouTube took that away. So I resubscribed. That's why I make sure that I'm subscribed to people and I hit all, so that YouTube knows that I really want to see this person's stuff. So please don't take it out of my searches and my notifications. Like, stop it. Yeah, I know. I know it only happens to us smaller channels. Because we definitely, if we're um bigger channels, we always get their notifications. But for the smaller channels, even when even if someone says they're going live and I set a reminder, I set the reminder and it still doesn't come up. I've had that happen a couple of times. I'm like, well, dang it, I set a freaking reminder. And then I'm like 10 minutes after their show, I remember, like, wait a minute, so and so show is supposed to be on. And I look at my notifications, nothing, but they're on live. So it's, I'm just going to blame it on the fact that the computers are doing all the jobs and most of the people for YouTube are still working at home. Especially if they're in their Southern California offices, because their Southern California offices are in Los Angeles. And you guys know where we are in LA County, we are not even close to being at a point where businesses like YouTube are going to send their folk back into the office. We're not even close to that. Heck, we can't even go to church. For those of us who want to go to church or want to go to synagogue or want to go to mosque. And do you guys know it's like Yom Kippur right now on the Jewish calendar. It's that's the Feast of Atonement. It's like one of the most holy days. So I wonder how that's going for them. Are they doing virtual for Yom Kippur? I'm talking about in LA County. Just wondering how they're doing it. There's no synagogues in the area that I'm in, but there is a mosque which doors are closed just like my church. All of them, everybody's got the doors locked. But I do hear that in certain parts of the state that I'm in, thank God, and I say that really, I mean it, are now are free to worship, even if it's only 50 people that are allowed into 50 to 100 people. They are now being allowed. I believe that's like in Riverside County and San Diego County, and I believe Orange County is about to get to there. Wish LA County was there. Not that I don't love going to cyber church. I mean, cyber church is very convenient. I know what you're saying, misunderstood. We're gonna continue. In my personal opinion, it should be Black History every day, not just 1 month, and the shortest month. Even though that's the month I was born, I feel they did that on purpose. I feel that they picked that month because it was the shortest. I'm just saying because um, you know, Hispanic History Month has 31 days in it. Okay, I'm being petty. Because it's the following month, March. I'm just making a point. Black History Month is the shortest month of the year, but every month that anything else is recognized has at least 30 days. And National Hispanic History Month is March, and it has 31 days. So they get more. They get 4 more days than we do, 3 more days to celebrate. How's that fair? And yes, and I am Afro Latina, so I feel a right to be petty like that. Hey, Life on Wheels. How are you doing? I was just making a comment about the fact that Black History Month is the shortest month, and that any month that we celebrate anything else, like um, National Hispanic History Month is March, it has more days than Black History Month. I'm just being petty right now, Life on Wheels, because I'm gonna be closing my live in another 4 minutes. And then one of my other friends that's in the chat, Misunderstood, is going to be going live shortly after that. So I'm going to go over to her chat and hang out for a minute before I go to bed. Because we are on the west side. We are on the west side, but it's 11 something. But I appreciate you coming through, sis. I appreciate you coming through. I'll be on for a few more minutes. But yeah, that's just me being petty, y'all. Like I said, I happen to be Afro Latina. I'm just being petty about the fact that the black side of me only gets 28 days. Oh, and 29 doing a leap year. So we had 29 days this year. Woohoo! Every 4 years we get 29 days. I know you don't. I'll just be looking for you to go live, Misunderstood. You never announce. That's why I was glad you told me. But still, YouTube doesn't always give me the notification. Because I literally sometimes, this is how I find out people are live. I go through my subscriptions in my mobile app and see who's currently live if I want to go visit somebody that's a friend of mine that I support and that supports me. Because 9 times out of 10, they're not in my notifications. It doesn't say they're live. It's just a crazy thing that it does. All right, guys, I'm going to come on camera because I'm about to come off. And I know that King David is coming over here because he's been waiting. Come on, come on, come on. Here is my son, who I celebrated National Sons Day. There you go. Say hi.
Yeah, hi.
There you go. Hi. Okay. He will be 25 next month, at the end of the month, not Halloween. He will not be 25 on Halloween. He will already be 25 on Halloween. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Misunderstood. I'll see you in a little bit. But until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. You know what Corona has done to me? I am not one of those women that likes to wear these, lashes. I used to just wear my own and put mascara on. But since the only thing people see is my eyes most of the time, if I go out, I've learned to put these freaking things on. So that's why most of the time y'all see me with my lashes on. But as soon as I get off, I'm taking these suckers off, and I'm going to have my own nice long lashes of my own. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Look for my little quick video in the morning saying hi. I'm trying to do that more so that I'm more present. So I will see y'all mañana. Peace. I'm out.